So, this comment, I'm trying to think of where to even begin with this. This was on a video regarding dungeon masters and game masters can play around with systems and make characters and try and figure out how best to challenge players and their characters in different types of encounters and situations. Let's keep in mind, when you're playing a TTRPG, that's not a solo play or co-op play. The role of Dungeon Master or Game Master is to provide story and the world and the NPCs and challenges for the players. The simple answer to this is, yeah, duh, what game have you been playing? And then I remembered something I haven't seen in a while. There are people out there who actually try to win at role-playing games. Back in the 80s and 90s, and they calmed down in the 90s, there was a popular trope of the antagonistic and adversarial dungeon master. Apparently Magic has decided to join us. The adversarial DM often saw it as their duty to try to defeat the players and their characters, to try and win, that their monsters were going to be stronger, their traps were going to be deadlier. It was not a fun game for most. But considering it came from wargaming, the concept made some sense, right? In wargaming, you've got two sides battling each other, and the hope is that your side wins. When you took wargaming and you put it over onto a tabletop role-playing game, it was likely that some of that mentality was going to go with it. One side being the players and one side being the dungeon master. We haven't played that way in a long time. Role-playing games have evolved. They are collaborative storytelling games where you're trying to tell a story. You're solving a mystery, you are saving the kingdom, you're saving the world. You can play an evil campaign where you're dominating the world. It doesn't matter. The game is about the journey, about the story, and hopefully the conclusion. Sometimes that goes well, sometimes it doesn't end up so well for the player characters, but common agreement these days is that DMs and GMs should be a fan of their players and a fan of their players' characters. Yes, provide them with challenges, but be excited when they do well and happy for them when they triumph. The DM or GM is the arbiter of all rules. Should they have inside knowledge? Yes, absolutely. Meanwhile, on the other side, we have the issue with metagaming. We have the players who will try to read through an adventure or a campaign or a module and figure out what they need to do to be able to thwart any challenge presented to them. They want to win at all costs. And another concept that goes with that and against it is the thought of failing forward. Failure can be interesting. If your only goal is to win at a TTRPG, you might be better suited for a wargame like Warhammer, or maybe a TCG like Magic the Gathering or Pokemon. If your goal is to annihilate your competition and you see whoever is at the opposite side of the table, whether it be the player or the DM, if you are the DM or GM, and you see the player and players as competition, or you are the player and you see the DM or GM as competition, I hate to break it to you, you're doing it wrong. We all say there's no wrong way to play the game at your table. I think there is. It's a different game. You've now gone to the role of wargaming. You've gone to the role of not collaborative storytelling, but challenging one another. And so if you're a player like this, who thinks that withholding information from the DM or GM is a good idea and the right way to play the game. Maybe it is at your table, but it certainly isn't at my table. That's my take on it. Until I see you again, remember to be well, be safe, and be awesome, both to yourself and one another.